Well, go on, bro. We're running on like 17% battery left today. When I do this wrap up, I'm going straight to bed, bro. But I'm good. I'm here. I'm not ill. So I guess I'm doing better than you, bro. I like, bro, what I've been asking for, some dirty 30s, bro. I think I got a whole episode of dirty 30s, my boy. I got some memes. I got some redemptions. I got some. But we booked Yaneth. I knew that was gonna happen, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I kind of felt like you get what you book with that man. And then we had someone who I think performs very well. And when we get to his battle, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to the third battle. We'll get to the third battle. But first battle's first, man. First battle's first. Okay, okay. From the battle rap vision. Do you know what Redwolf did very well from previous showings, and I think that might be one of his better showings in performances alone. So like, big up to him. But man, when Crow came on the show, bro, I asked Crow for smoke, and Crow delivered smoke, man. I think Crow edged every round. To be honest, bro, nice and simple.
There you go.
The
Sorry,
jacket, the second round, the second coat, bro, crazy, bro,
I will
crazy,
I will
bro.
just have to cut you off for a second and thank Hadashrooms. Hadashrooms, thanks for saving the show, brother. Young Crash. Turns out my microphone wasn't on the actual stream, so no one heard any of my intro. They'd just been hearing you for 20 minutes, and it turns out we have 20,000 people watching as a result. So I'm going to go back on mute and just let you chat your shit for a little while.
No,
I'm
don't
only
do
joking.
that. Don't do that. We
I'm
don't
only
have
joking. I'm only joking.
20,000.
But sorry, you were saying, so Crow and Red Wolf. As far as Red Wolf's upgrade on performance,
Mm,
where would you point to that in terms of like what you think he took on board and what you think he escalated in terms of from the group one phase?
I don't know, to be honest, bro. I can't put my finger on it. The same reason I can't put my finger on why he loses battles. It's just I don't know. But this felt like more of a fight. Usually it's one sided when it comes to a Red Wolf battle, and you kind of chime out. But even in the third round, when Crow highlighted like, bro, you just need to stop with like you're trying to fit in as much words and you so left. Even when Red Wolf did it after, feels like he's getting it a bit more. I can't like, but my worry was watching that battle is by the time he gets it, is he going to be out the tournament?
It's interesting. I mean, I've got the lines if anyone's interested in hearing them. I mean, round 1 and 2 I think were fairly competitive, albeit I think made a Crow's got an interesting style for me in that he's so solid. He's just so robust.
Mm,
It would have almost taken Red Wolf breaking Crow for him to have a shot at winning this battle because with Crow no selling everything and with him even referencing it in the battle, I seem to remember there was a point where Red Wolf, Medusa, my material's solid even when the whole place is stone faced. Like he's even referencing the fact that the audience isn't with him. They're not rooting for him yet. They see his style. They see that he's got talent. But then you juxtapose that with Crow, who people can immediately get on board with and immediately recognize the momentum of. It was always going to be a challenge for Red Wolf to break him down. And it was only in the second round where really he had a good run at that. And even then, it is a debatable one. Like, I feel like Crow overall is just too solid. Again, like I say, too solid, too robust. We look at, I mean, kicking off with like some super. That was the other thing that Crow did in this battle. He really accentuated the height and the size discrepancy in the battling, and credibility is everything in battle rap, man. If you're the one there saying I'm going to do this, that, or the other to you, and the guy can literally put his hand out and stop you on your forehead,
looks mental.
Kills your momentum dead. And I think, let me ask you a question from the perspective of what Redwolf has to do to now get, because he's, like you say, he's gained a level. What does he have to do to start winning over the crowd? What does he have to do to start winning over the staff and maybe even crack a smile out of some of the other battlers? What is it about him that... Because I don't know if it's his material. I think he was saying in his interview it's solidity, and I don't agree.
I feel like we know he can do the Rabbity's miracle, spiritual, lyrical thing. We know you can do that. And I'm not saying lose that 100%, but it would be nice to see one clean 3 rounds with like just punching, or like without that style, if that makes sense. And just show him that he's versatile as he says he is in the interviews. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it feels like that Gatling gun flow is just his fallback too.
He definitely still has that. He has a need to prove himself. And that need to prove himself makes him try to be too clever for his own good. I think sometimes he can be guilty of ignoring what will work for what his vision of what will work will be. And in this battle, not quite so much, but you still saw sort of green shoots of that. Like if I'm looking through the notes here, kicks off the 3rd round, stands twice as tall as me, I won't take half measures, I'll make it my business to own your hero, Stan Edgar. Ain't never seen him in a gang, no never, he's no Jax Teller. Like he's trying to be too clever, rather than, like, nothing in there made me think Crow was gonna lose. Like I can't really explain it. It's not that it's not clever, it's that it just doesn't feel like it's got that bite, you know what I mean?
It just feels like doing it for doing it. Like, yeah, there's no execution, there's no real punch at the end, like, do you know what I mean? There's no build up. It's just a lot of stuff shoved together, bro.
I think it's also a frustration with people that see how talented he is, and they don't know why he can't put it together, because he's clearly, look, he can sing, he can write, he can rap, he can, I presume he can play instruments. Like, he's a clever dude, but he's missing that one little next step. And I think another guy in this tournament, in fact in this show, who he could stand to learn something with is Beyond. Not necessarily because of his technical ability and his, like, he's got, in my estimation, he's got a fair few problems of his own. But there's something about him where he's not afraid to sound tough. He's not afraid to really try and put an exclamation mark on his punches. And Redwolf seems still like he's... The handshake thing. Let's talk about the handshake thing for a second. Knowing that he probably wasn't going to do it, why would you do it then? Don't put yourself in that position.
I don't know. That's such a mental throwaway. Like, that was never going to work, bro. Crow's 2 seasons in this as well. I think Crow knew, like, you know what I mean? That was maybe against one of the new ones, like a Spirit or a Beyond. Like, you know what I mean? That might have worked in the moment because you kind of caught up and you're like, oh, you're shaking my hand. But, like, no, Crow's too battle tested to be putting shit like that. And, like, that's going down to an 8, like, do you know what I mean? That's knocking points off your round straight away. Just the failure to connect that bar.
I'm inclined to agree. I mean, let's talk. I mean, I do feel like I'm doing the thing of, because this is what I think about Crow. Crow has a solid style, but I'm still waiting for some of these moments to really pop off in a way. But I think he had a couple in this one, like doesn't smoke cigars, but today a Cuban's getting clipped. I thought that was pretty fucking cool. Turn him into prey and put his head up on the fireplace, putting feet on his head like he plays for the Red Sox. That one actually went over pretty well with Homeschool on the judging. I don't remember this. Apparently the flip in the 3rd, the pin drop line, that was Tony D's from Against Unanimous, but I don't remember that. I mean, maybe. I'd have to watch it back to be 100% certain, but even so, in the moment, to recall that and be able to place it, I think is all right. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know if you're aware of a young crumpet, but that can be fact checked like
Mm.
instantly, bro. You just ask young crumpet and he'll just verify it, bro. He just knows every bar in battle rap.
There you go.
So I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. And that seems like a battle I would have used. I would have heard. Sorry, I would have watched and heard. So
Mm.
I don't know. But Crow's one of the characters I've noticed now who's learned how to use the time wisely, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Feel like out of most of the battlers watching yesterday, Crow's time was pretty on point, even with the rebuttal.
Interesting. What do you mean by that? Because I have stats to the I have stats to the contrary here. But please
No
elaborate.
way. Did it go over?
I am because I still don't know what we. I mean, I'll ask you. What do we do with the timer, the
At
overtimes, or
this
going
point,
over? What do we
yeah,
do with
like
that?
as long
What
as
do we
you're
do with that?
rapping good, just go in
You
it
just
because
let
we
me
don't.
go.
They don't give a fuck, so I don't give a fuck in it. As long as you're not choking past that 0-0, I don't give a fuck at this point because like everyone's done it. They've changed it from Stro to Bobby to Gas this week, and they just let them cook in it. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's just
Well, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section watching this, let me know and let Crash know because I need to put it to Crash what you guys think because I feel conflicted. I'm like you almost. I just kind of want to see people do cool shit. I don't really want. If anything, that first episode, the thing that was most disappointing was them cutting it off, unless it led to something. And I don't think it led to anything. I think it just cut off guys from just getting their stuff out. But nevertheless, Crow did go over twice, one 14 seconds and one 15 seconds in round 2 and 3. But
maybe I mean more to just the way he structured his
sure,
rounds. Then,
sure,
if
sure.
that makes sense, to the
Well,
1 minute he
I was going to say,
short.
so I have maybe
Yeah.
7 or 8 bullet points for Crow per round. Redwolf, I have closer to 5. So you're
There'd
probably
be
right.
some. I'd be noticing some 50-second rounds. You know, I'd be noticing some of them as well. I'd rather go over than under.
Oh, mate, do you know what? We'll probably end up coming to that, but we might as well touch on that now because you're right. I think it was Yaneth. I think it
Yeah.
was, in fact, it might have been
I mean,
Yaneth
Red
and
Wolf had
beyond.
one in there. His third one. I think Red Wolf's third was
Red
quite
Wolf's
short.
third. Red Wolf's third. Yeah,
54
yeah. If it wasn't
seconds.
short, it was on point because I didn't make a note to say he'd gone over. I tend not to make a note if it's like 5 seconds. If it's like 5 seconds over, it's like, okay, that's fine. Who cares? But when you get into 10, 15, 20 seconds, I'm like, that's a whole new round, man. Like, come on, call time.
Yeah, that's cutting into some round that.
But how did you judge the battle? Did you give it 2-1, 3-0? Like, how were
I
you
gave it
judging
3-0, man. I gave it 30s.
Okay, all right. So you gave it
To
3-0
Crow.
to Crow. Interesting. Okay.
Cuckoo.
Crow takes the 3-0. I think the judges homeschool 2-1. Let's have a look. Sol Khan. I actually don't. He didn't say. I'm presuming he gave it 2-1 or 3-0. But Los Prem. How do I say that? You tell me.
Los Prime.
Los Prem.
Los,
Okay. He gave it to 3-0 to
Prime.
Crow. He was really feeling Crow's first in particular. I think a lot of people were really high on Crow in the first round, and I think that built all the momentum he needed from the round onwards. But any takeaways from this battle? Anything you're looking forward to from Crow or Red Wolf, respectively, going into their respective final battles?
I want to see Crow carry on rapping like this. I do enjoy this. And Red Wolf, I don't know. Yeah, who's he got last? He's got Kick Nelly, isn't he?
Correct. Yeah, it's
Kick
a
Nelly?
must-win for him, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Difficult battle, but be interesting to see them two.
Where winning
I'm
matters, the
interested in that
biggest
battle.
and best tournament in.
God, we're just full of production issues today, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I want to get the table up because I really want to see where we're up to. So yeah, Crow, 17 judged rounds. Jesus Christ, 6 ahead of the next competitor, which is Dub T, who is 5 ahead of Kick Nelly. And languishing, unfortunately, in last place is Red Wolf with 2 battles, 2 losses, and only 2 judged rounds and nil points. So, effectively, I mean, Red Wolf would have to win his battle, and he has to get against Kick Nelly. He needs to get the majority of the rounds. So the question is, can he do that against Kick Nelly? I know that we talk about him being erratic, but I think his performance against Dub T proved one thing, is that he can bring consistency and change his game. But can he do it against Redwolf?
All three against the Kick Nelly is crazy, though. I won't lie. Like we said when he was on the show last week, like he's very unpredictable. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see, man.
All right. Y'all in the comment section are quiet today. Listen, this show is nothing without your opinions and your feedback. I know Haddershrooms is pinging me on the thing, but I need stuff to feed to Crash. Otherwise, he's only got me to talk to. And that's not when I would not wish that upon anyone. Come on now. Feed Crash some comments.
You're too harsh on yourself, bro.
Let him know.
Hey, you pissed me off with how harsh you are and critical of yourself.
I pissed myself off with everything, bro. But that's why.
I'm quite
that's
harsh,
why we've
you're bad.
You're too kind. But that's why we've got battle rap, and that's why we've got a second battle on our hands, which is Young Beyond versus Yaneth. I have thoughts about this one, but before I have my thoughts, I need to know from your perspective. This is a developmental battle. So our expectations are meant to be curtailed, but give me your thoughts.
How has Beyond improved in one battle more than Yaneth has in his whole battle rap career, bro?
Interesting.
Come on, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That Beyond, bro, I was fucking with it, bro. Wasn't the cleanest, but there was development there, and the base of his character, there was some in there. Do you know what I'm saying? There was some bars in there. There was, which one of my favorite? Don't recycle, stay trash, or whatever the fuck it was. Shit. I was like, yeah, man. Beyond cooked this battle, man. He made me happy, man.
Interesting. What do you rate of Yaneth then? Because
Yaneth
Yaneth
ass,
had,
bro. Like I can't even pretend, bro. Like I would be disloyal to my character if I came out here and said like I expected anything than what we got, bro. Like I said at the beginning, like you put Yaneth, this is what you're gonna get, and maybe it's not always a choke, but it's always very weird. Like I don't know, bro. His ass, bro. It was ass.
I gotta chuck my 2 cents in for a second then. Not that I don't want to talk about Yaneth, but I gotta talk about Beyond. And Beyond, I know you were on originally, and I'm reaching out to you, brother, trying to get you on one of these things. Someone's got to explain that accent to me, and they got to explain it to me quickly. I don't get it, and it completely takes me out of the
completely thrown off as well, bro.
Talk to me about it.
Didn't you come
what
with
do you
spirit
think?
on the plane? Like I don't know. I'm confused. It needs clearing up. Like, is it like a Crow thing where it's like I'm technically British, but I was born over there?
Right.
Does my man just live over here and just watch too much American YouTube kids, bro? Tablet kids, bro. They be saying American stuff. That influence is crazy. And we're not gonna act like American battle rap hasn't had influence over the UK before. But
100%.
I don't know, man.
But here's okay. Let me
your feet, bro.
Let me succinctly boil it down to what I think what my problem is with it. Battle rap is in large part about being genuine. You could be a character, but it's got to be an extension of who you are. If you're putting on an American accent and you're not from America, how is anyone not going to go so fucking hard on that? Like, it just doesn't. Unless you're saying, like you say, there's a point to it. If there's a point,
it's better to just be yourself, bro. Because then, it's just gonna be an angle that's brought up every time, which Yaneth tried to do.
Pagan in the comments. He's from Crawley, but his gaff has a portal to Brooklyn. Okay.
It's crazy.
Possibly. I guess what I don't understand is why they're encouraging it when in battle rap, something so obviously not true is going to be targeted. When there's stuff that's true about people that gets targeted. It just seems like that's something I'd kick immediately. I'd just drop it, or you've got to get really fucking good at that really fucking quickly, because otherwise it's going to take people out of the experience. Because it took me out of the experience. It was hard for me to listen to what was the one because you mentioned it. Where is it? Like the line I liked in the second round from him was "Delivery is robotic like Alexa, so speak when spoken to." That was cool. That was a good line.
That was fire.
But then I just as well challenging Yaneth. Like, Do what the last guy did. I'll hold it down like an anchor, wait and see.
Oh, that was cold, bro.
I
Wait
don't
and see,
know. I can't.
bro.
I can't
Wait
endorse
and
it. You
see.
can't
Like,
challenge
wait
someone
and
to talk
see.
over
Wait
you.
and see as a double.
I get
That's
it.
crazy.
I get it, but I'm saying,
That's crazy.
you can't.
For a newbie, wait and see. If Tony D or Bizzo would drop that, man would be going crazy. But because it's like in a fucked up accent, which needs to be corrected. Yeah, it's just I like bars in it. I'm a bars man, bro. So his punch style,
right.
I liked it very much.
But that's what we're coming to. I think he is not afraid to punch. Like, he was really getting Yaneth's face, finishing round strong as well. Like, coming right, like bringing it really to a crescendo in the final parts of his rounds. And I think the thing that Yaneth just really didn't do was, it's that inconsistency again. You can't go barking in someone and then go, oh, sorry.
Bark,
My bad.
That bark.
But that could work. That could work if you're consistent with it. I think he's just got to slow down a little bit. I think he gets caught up, man. Like,
what was it? Was it the fetch? What was it? A fetch bar? This stick, so you can fetch.
Battling a guy who does bestiality and is allowed no pets. I've got a stick that'll make this bitch go fetch, but then kicks into the stumble, which becomes more
man.
I think that was.
Can we just say? I think Stroh brought it up, or someone brought it up after
the battle rap curse,
and it is true. Battle rappers, stop. Yeah, talking about like the last time your opponent fucked up, because again, remember we went over the battle rap dream law. Like, this is just law, yeah. If you get cocky like that, you will be smited and you will fuck up that line.
I will admit, I have a note here. Stumble due to lack of reaction. Sam Essay in the background reacts in a way that he goes, oh, he's choking while he's doing a choking bar. And to me, it felt like that clip recently where Michael Bisping's talking about cutting weight ain't that hard. It's not that hard. Oh, he's fallen. Oh, I might be in trouble. It was, yeah, it's not good. It's not a good, if you're going to do that, you have to make sure you stick the landing. It has to be done.
You
Pagan,
need to be pretty prep.
100%. 100%. Pagan.
I got Pagan in the comments saying that
you got it.
Beyond was much better, could be more direct. Now, I was watching this and I was thinking about this because I think someone else brought it up in the after, it might have been Stroh or someone, but like, bro, you're allowed to not know one in it, like not know who someone is, so you don't have to be completely direct. I think personally, like, you can rap in a rap battle, and as long as it's punchy and it's attacking your opponent, you don't have to be telling man where man works and that and shit like that, bro. I'm not really a personal rapper, like I've never been, but like, yeah, I get it. But like, he's young. He's new to the scene. He's not gonna know that Yaneth shit. If he did, well, I guess he did, because he went through his battles and said it was hard to go. Oxymoron, you know what I'm saying? Oxymoron.
Right, explain that one, because I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense, because he threw out two words that didn't seem to. Right.
Yeah, that wasn't an oxy, was it? Do you agree that wasn't an oxymoron?
Well, look.
Ignore the rest.
There's two words he used I don't understand, because I think he made them up. He said, I've never met an incompetent fate. What? What's that? I don't understand what that is.
I don't know.
And then he said, I'll be big round the world's equators. Trivia. There's only one equator. It's the centrifugal line that runs around the entire world.
Hey man, he's young, isn't it?
He's young.
And he's putting big words where he feels like big words should go. Sometimes the rhyme got a rhyme, bro.
Okay, so we're forgiving grammatical errors. Okay, what did you like about Beyond then, as far as his progression from the Group 1 phase to his first round phase to his second round phase, where obviously number 1 got everything out clean, number 2 seemed to have a bit more confidence. I liked the fact the room gave him a bit of a big up at the beginning, putting Yaneth down to big him up. That was kind of fun. Yaneth was in on it. Gives the battle a nice light start, but build up Beyond for me. Tell me what you liked about him from the first to the second.
I feel like I can see you can see the progression definitely where it's going, and like he's finding his feet, like he said in the post interview that like, yeah, punching is his thing, which I feel like he was doing very well. It was very eye battle style, and maybe that's with the accent as well. That could be his influence. But he's it's hard because when I was watching, it's like he's still learning battle rap
Mm.
in an audience, if that makes sense. And this isn't the best audience. So when someone reacts, he doesn't know whether to react or not, and that can fuck you up, and that will put a slight little stumble on him. And it's like, I get it. If it was a normal battle outside the tournament, you want all that reaction. But in this one, it's hard to judge. It's like, is it worth taking it? Do I carry on going? So it's just gonna come with time. But if he carries on this trajectory, if he keeps going up like this, progressing, bro, then yeah, he could be cold, bro.
I do want to talk about Yaneth for a second because I thought his second round in particular, I mean, there was a really, I don't know what Bruce Willis did to Yaneth, but like that was a needlessly mean line of fucking Bruce Willis.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Like,
Just
he's
forgetting Bruce,
forgetting your stuff like Bruce Willis, like he'll die hard, like mean. But I thought the references were kind of cool, and I thought, again, he just didn't seem to get out of second or third gear. Like, the confidence issues seemed to hit him hard in the first because of the choke thing. And, like, okay, battle rap experience for a second. The battle rap dream is a thing. There's other things. Talk to me about the choke psychology of, and then you choked in your last battle, and then somehow you choke. What is that? What's the psychology that makes that happen? Because it can't just be fate or battle rap god. It's fucking something that goes on in the guy's heads.
Yeah. Every time you watch, like someone said this before in a like, and it just stuck with me. Every time you watched Corey, every time, you fucked around and didn't prep, every time you listen to your Spotify playlist and it flashes in front of your eyes, bro, and you see it all there. Every time you went out drinking with the gang and you should have been home prepping, you know you deserve this, innit? Because even people say, yeah, I've been prepping the most, like, don't want to fuck up on them bars there, do you know what I'm saying? So, like, and then you're like, right, I've choked that round. That's all right. I can come round and I can make a comeback in the second round. And then you're like, or you look at someone and they're looking at you disappointed in the crowd. You're like, man, I choked already, bro. Fuck, you don't want to be there no more, bro. You don't want to be there no more. Especially if it's someone like Yaneth who, like, not that expects to choke, but you kind of get I guess it's become a prem gimmick, like, of Yaneth is like the joke guy, innit? But like,
I think he's got something there. It's just like you say, it's the capitulation after the choke is what kills it. Like, he's got a visceral nature, he's got some cool stuff, but it is that thing that it's ultimately undermined because you can see the whites of his eyes as it happens, and it's such a shame because I think he's passionate about it. But is that just lack of prep? Is that nerves? Is that lack of confidence? Like, I don't know, but I just know that, I don't know, there just seemed to be moments in it where you could see that he was almost getting ahead of himself. And then hang on, a bit of vertigo, and it just derailed.
Is that the second round when he went into, like, I think the second round landed a lot better than he expected it to do, because there was a little burst where he put his foot down on the accelerator.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's game face as well, I guess, bro. Watching it back now, it's your game face, isn't it? Because some rappers have choked the first or the second, and then you just compose yourself, and you're like, it happens, and then you deliver a good third.
Right.
But it's like when I teach youths, innit? So it's like stage presence. If you fuck up a song on stage, if you just carry on and make it a thing, no, everyone kind of goes with it. It can be funny, like Briggsy did. But if you go, fucked up, and it's like the audience is totally all right. Now you're like a knobhead. So it's kind of the game face, I guess, and composure.
No, I totally agree. Pagan in the comments saying Beyond did something comical too. He had a go at Yan for recycling bars straight after recycling one of his bars from Twitter Spaces.
No way.
Where's that?
Of it.
How did I miss that? I made notes. I made notes. How did I miss that? Where is the trash? I'm assuming it's around the trash line that you liked. Where is it? Stay trash.
No,
Where is it?
cheeky
Yeah,
bastard.
there it is. You better not recycle tonight. Stay trash. I didn't make any notes after that. Maybe that was it. Shit. Never mind. But yeah. Okay. Final thoughts about this battle, because I think as far as the table is concerned, that means Yaneth and Beyond are on 3 points respectively, although Beyond gets a massive boost in terms of his judge rounds up to 13, which is 6, 7... I can't do math. Fucking hell. Don't you fuck...
6, 7. I had to, bro. I'm broken.
It's all over, ladies and gentlemen. It's all over. We're done.
Do you know what? Yeah,
Been a lovely show.
We haven't even finished this series, and there's already clips that I know that I'm gonna go back and clip from the series of the time we've had together. And that's one. I'm pretty sure that's my second one as well.
Oh dear.
I can't, bro. I can't.
Oh god.
Have to. I'm cool.
Let me try. So it wasn't either of those numbers. It was actually 8. So Beyond has 8 more judge rounds than 7 Wave, but 7 Wave has 6 points because DW wasn't there, which means that 7 Wave still has to battle Yaneth. Beyond will pick up points from the DW not attending, and that will set that up to potentially have a couple of guys on 6 points in the same way that our final battle tees up, which is young Pagan versus B.Ramble, which this battle poses an interesting rhetoric coming out of it, but what did you make of it?
I don't know how you feel at this stage, but if you're a betting man, I'm happy to put my money. I'm saying a cheeky little £10, just a friendly little bet. My money's on Pagan winning, bro. I don't care, bro. Pagan is my pick for winning this whole tournament, bro.
Okay.
I think he took all rounds cleanly. It was a better B.Ramble than we've seen, I will say. I'm not the biggest fan of B.Ramble as everyone else is, but that's okay. That's just our preferences, which is okay to have. Pagan had a clean sweep here, man. With a little rebuttal too. This guy just progresses crazy, bro. Crazy.
What about Pagan in particular impresses you?
I like
Especially as it
his
pertains to this battle.
references. I like his it's like, I don't know how to explain it, bro. It's like, it's passive aggressiveness, and it like he can turn it up and off really well, like, and he can go into the jokey, and then he just goes back into saying like some of his like bars are some of my favorites over the tournament.
Let's have a look. I mean, what was probably my favorite moment of the episode, because it was fed by this battle. So, call you trans because of your lesbian vibe, even if you weren't, because you can't transition from dead to alive, which is sick.
Bro. And I'm pretty sure that's like round 1, bro. I'm pretty sure that's round one, bro.
But then cut to Bobby Rex after the show. He goes, "Unless you're Jesus."
Yeah, Bobby's hosting his.
What? Okay, sorry. Pretty strict, pretty strict fucking criteria there, Bobby. But fair point. But anyways, point being that this was a test of two guys, right? You had B.Ramble, who is still finding her feet, I think that's fair to say, but has developed a style of her own that can hit and miss at times, because I think she feeds off of a crowd reaction more than a lot of battlers do. And then you got Pagan. And Pagan is...
He's an entertainer. Do you know what? Entertainer versus rapper? If that's a fair statement to make. B.Ramble gives me CBBC vibes, bro. I'm not going to lie, bro.
Interesting.
It's CBBC host vibes, bro. I find, like, again, not being rude, just being analytical. It's kind of corny, dog. Like, I'd like to see, and she said it in the self-reflection after the interview of like she should have hit it with a more and for a Pagan's not coming to do.
So
like he's coming to rap, bro. So to beat a Pagan, you're gonna have to rap pretty well.
Interesting. Right. Young Crash has segued it, so I'm going to take this opportunity to use this. We will come back to the battle. However, okay. I need Battler X to do more of what other battlers do. I need Battler X to show me something different about themselves that they may or may not have. Here's my point, and here's what I want to put to you. I want to see battlers level up their style and their character and their abilities, rather than looking across the aisle at what other people are doing and saying, right, I'll take a piece of that, take a little bit of that, take a bit of that gimmick, because then you end up with homogenized
No,
battlers.
I agree. You get carbon copy battlers. I get it. I agree as well. But those characters are coming to fight. Yeah.
Yes,
So they need
I
to be
will
throwing
concede that
damage.
point, and it does
They need to be
matter who
doing
wins
damage,
and who
bro.
loses. True, 100%.
They can't just be like, I don't know. I feel like B.Ramble's very good at the entertaining segment of battle rap, but not the battling version, unless it is very corny and it's very, like Pagan said, like bumming opponents and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, it's not very lyrical, is it?
Well, that was Pagan, I think. Pagan had a where was it? Where is it? Where is it? It might be a second round. Pagan. Yeah, you might be bent when you're bumming, but I'm bent on destruction. You're obviously gay, but it's time you got your priorities straight. My gay friends will be triggered. There's no more offers for dinner. That round was very, very heavy on the she's a lesbian gimmick, which, okay, fair enough. I think I don't agree with the corny label that is being put on B.Ramble. I think she's focused on the entertainment, but I think I think she's trying to entertain people, and I think the bits that let her down are the lack of. She's not suited to a lack of reaction situation. She does kind of feed on the momentum of a crowd a bit more than other battlers do, which is why I think I've been surprised when I've caught some of her developmental battles, because even though, it is not, I am not here to say she is the most technically gifted rapper, not even by a stretch, but she has something, and people resonate with her, and she seems to have a lot of fun doing it. And even after the battle, I thought, she was hard on herself, 6 out of 10 performance, yada, yada, yada. But even then, she was still trying to have fun. That's different to a Pagan who is, it was a good battle. Do another one. It was good.
Yeah, but like we said, we don't just want standard battle. That's Pagan, bro. Like, that's his character.
And I don't want him to change it.
You know
I want Pagan to stay a stone-faced killer.
B.Ramble. That's
100%.
her character. But like I said, it's a preference thing. Like there's a very, very small community out there that might enjoy Yaneth's performance and that. But do you know what I'm saying? To my preference, that shit was whack.
So, I think
but
where
not
we can
B.Ramble's
agree.
whack. Yaneth was whack. Was what I was trying
I think
to
what
say.
we can agree is, okay, the styles and preferences thing. Yep, that's to everyone. I think in both battles, Pagan, B.Ramble versus and Yaneth and Beyond, the executions of the respective winners were better. I don't think I don't think you make an argument that Beyond didn't outperform Yaneth, and I don't think you can make an argument that Pagan didn't outperform B.Ramble. I would completely concede to that, because both of them acquitted themselves very well, and their opponents just weren't able to respond. I think B.Ramble had a few moments where she just wasn't quite as clean as she probably would have wanted to be, and there were just some of those awkward pauses where she was clearly waiting for a reaction and it didn't come. And Pagan was getting more reactions in the room, that's clear. I think, though, the thing that's missing from B.Ramble at the moment is a little bit more, not necessarily aggression, but pace. I think she takes too long to do the things she does for the response that she's getting. It needs to be a bit more frantic, a bit more energetic to really build the momentum that I think she feeds on in a room, versus Pagan, who, like you were saying, dude, he's a favorite of the tournament. He can come out with a line. He's got that thing that this tournament needed, which is he's got quotables. He's got moments in his battles where you go, that was fucking sick. That was ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference here. And I wouldn't denigrate B.Ramble at all, because Bobby actually said something I agree with. I preferred B.Ramble's style, but it's impossible to argue that Pagan didn't get the performance and didn't win. So it is that. I kind of got the best of both worlds from this battle. I got a really technical, strong, aggressive, visceral performance, and a really fun, light-hearted, comedic one. It was a good battle, man.
It was a good battle.
Any
Pagan, that cemented my my trust. I got £10 for winning the once a bet. Pagan's gonna win it, man.
Fucking Pagan leaving the boots into poor Yaneth. Man said a very small community of people, referencing how many
Very
people.
small
Poor Yaneth.
community in a rural area somewhere.
Poor Yaneth. But there you go.
Yeah, bro. Do better, bro. Do better, bro. Do
Anywho,
better.
right. We have been on the air for just over 43 minutes, and young Stro has been pestering me to come on. Stro, if you're watching, Crash will see you now.
Do you know what? I've
Don't
got
take
to
too
give
long.
it to Stro, yeah? I'm gonna give it to Stro. Pause. But you know we've said that
Why do you keep doing that to yourself? Stop.
Right, because it's I don't know, bro. It's a tick at this point. But
It is, ladies and gentlemen,
Like-
because you didn't hear me at the beginning, I'm sick as a duck. Crash has been going at 1,000 miles an hour, and we were this close, but we're here to put on a show for you.
Yeah.
So if we faux pas, put it in the comments section and leave us alone. Know what I mean?
But yeah, I'll give some flowers to Stro because I realized that there is a method to like he's very not strict, but he's very straight in the fact of like he just says it how it is, and I think I'm enjoying when he breaks down battles out of like I like Bobby's hosting, don't get me wrong. Garth was a great guest, but when Stro talks to these rappers, this is the part. It's not even really for us, bro. They need to be listening to this because Stro is a seasoned battler in his own way. He's been here a long time. He's been through the eras of battle rap. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the bollocking he gave Yaneth, it was needed. He's done it before to other battlers on other episodes. And yeah, it was just this episode I was watching, listening to him, and I was like, yeah, can't disagree with anything he says. And I get it. It can sound harsh, but bro, battle rappers are egotistical to fuck, bro. So trying to get it through to them, you're gonna have to be harsh, innit? There's no way of holding your hand through this. This is the straight truth of what it is.
1,000%. I think it's only harsh if there's nothing for the other person. If he's offering something, it's just very strong and critical. But I think you're right. I think he tries to balance those two things. I think he does sometimes feel like he's got to get something off his chest. I mean, cut to in probably a few moments when he comes on and gets something off his chest about what we've been saying. However, I think he does always offer something. He's like, listen, just take this and do something with it. And I promise you, it'll work for you. And you got to appreciate that. Because like you were saying, Garst in this episode, I thought, did one really, really good thing, which is he was reminding people of the table. Like, he's like, hey, listen, that's not, you need to think about that, because if he wins and this happens, like, he's reminding people of the stakes, which is something that they do it every episode at the end where Briggsy sort of recaps everything. But I think they need to be a little bit more cognizant of the fact that the tables are starting to take shape now. In fact, Pagan and Hamill have qualified. So
I was gonna say, and it's quite exciting that we've got our first like, ooh, they're out now. I like it, me. I like this. I can't wait till people start dropping off more. It's like, oh no, not them. And I hope there's a few upsets as well, because that will just shake up the things.
There we go. We've got Stro in the house, and I will also, breaking news, Pagan says he will join us momentarily as well, but Stro is here first. Stro, sir.
How are we, gents? How are we?
We're
Cool,
sick.
yeah.
We're sick as ducks and tired as hell,
Can
my
be.
friend. We're now leaning on you. This is now your show. Crash and me are going to bounce,
it's not.
and you're
No, it's
gonna
not,
do
Stro.
your thing for the
They
next.
start drawing penises in that lawn. We've had this before, bro. We're not doing that, bro. It's
Nah,
not your
wait.
show.
Wait, that wasn't me. Don't try
Because
to.
there was some stuff going on that whiteboard.
Did I disable that on this stream? I really
Just
hope
quick,
I
you
did.
Oh, you did on the last
We,
one. I was there. in the settings.
we both know who was responsible for that, and that was nothing to do with me. I can't help the fact that you two allowed your show to get overtook and someone to draw penises on it. That's on you two. That's not on me.
Interesting
mental
stuff.
behavior. I
Crash.
can't believe Lawrence just giving over the show like that as well. It's crazy.
Crash,
No.
talk to your man. Talk to him.
What
Get
we
some of the
saying,
juicy
Stro?
goss.
How are we? Yeah, no, I've been listening. I wholeheartedly disagree with the B.Ramble conversation. I'll be honest with you. Wholeheartedly disagree.
My preference, like this is
No.
I
know it's a preference thing, right? Believe me, I know it's a preference thing. But the reason why I find you two so interesting in the way you go back and forth, right? The B.Ramble thing kind of reminded me of why the dynamic worked so well. Because, so put it into this way, right? You were both debating about what she can do better and stuff like that. So let's just go back to her beginning in battle rap. She joined the academy, right? And her development has always been through the academy. Then obviously what happened was the academy got stopped. We came with the Where Winning Matters tournament, put the final four of the academy in the same group. So she made it to the semi-final. She beat Sam Essay. Her Hamill, when they battled each other, was for the Academy North final. Whoever wins that goes on to the grand finale final, which is obviously in the same group. Dynamic Mike and Pagan exactly the same, which is now set up beautifully, Hamill and Pagan for the final of the Academy, right? So look, for her to get as far as she has, I'm a huge fan of her. And I wholeheartedly agree with a lot of the points you were saying. That the thing that she struggled with the most, and I've had conversations with her, is you are right, Lauren, in terms of she does need a crowd. But Crash, you are right in terms of she can be a bit more cutthroat and a bit more direct, which is something that she does need to do. And when I was listening to the dynamic of you going back and forth, it just got me thinking, right? And there's a battler who has got the blueprint which she should follow. He's called Matter. Matter can do the funny jokes. A lot of people, when Matter first started, thought he was corny. But then what Matter started to do was he started to evolve his writing. He started to adapt his writing. He started to be a lot more cutthroat. He started to be a lot more direct. Everyone who don't know battle rap know Matter because of his Luna's partner. No. Matter's an incredible battler. Matter's always been an incredible battler. And she's someone who I've openly said to her, like, you need to go and watch this. Like, I can see your style working well. If you start writing, improving your writing, making your punches get better. And I feel like the Pagan battle was a good learning curve for her because Pagan's punches are so well crafted that he's so technical with his writing. I feel like they can both take elements off each other to make themselves a better battler, which is why I enjoyed this battle so much. So I get it from Crash's point of view because I know his style and I know what style he loves and I know what battles he likes, so I can understand why it would come across like that. But she's talented. She's very talented. And I feel like if she continues, I think she can do some big things over the next 2 years.
No, I hear it still, and that's what I mean, bro. If she could develop in like, I don't know, like yeah, don't flop or even Prem. Let's just say Prem, yeah, but like not in a tournament, maybe it'll be easier for her. But like, it's hard for all of them, I guess. Same with like we were saying about Beyond, bro. Like him, his voice, like that's something you'd want to develop before you go into a tournament. But I don't know, maybe putting them in the tournament is intense. It's a crash course, like, do you know what I mean? It's intense training
Yeah, there's
and they none of them will be the same battle
no,
rappers as when they went in round one, no matter
no,
the
no, because
league on the table.
there's an element of, especially in Beyond's case, there's an element of sink or swim, like do or die, and you can you can make someone from that, but you can also very quickly realize actually they're out of the depth and they need a lot more development. Whereas, and this was what I was saying about B.Ramble from the second she, and look, for those that don't know the way the academy process works, it's very similar to what the Ultimate Fighter was in terms of UFC. So what would happen was you'd have Team North, which was obviously me, Gast was my assistant manager, and then you had obviously Team South, which was Trubs. And basically what we do is obviously we'd put the events on, they'd battle each other. We'd go back and forth in terms of right, okay, this person's battling this person. We'd pick the final eight, which ended up being my final eight. You'd have a captain who would go through directly to the next round. So Pagan was Team South's captain, so he didn't have to go through the tryout qualifiers. Hamill was mine. Ironic that considering they're now battling in the final. But and then the rest of them would battle it out to make it to the final eight, and then me, Briggs, Trubs, and Gast all did shows where we chose our final eight. But then off the back of that, what would happen was like I would as the guy who was running Team North would go and arrange people to do sessions with them. So for example, they had a writing session with Bizzo. They had a writing and performance session with Maverick. They had a writing and performance session with Bobby Rex. And it was basically just to them to speak. They'd watch the battles, give feedback. This is where you can improve. This is where you can do this. This is where you can do that. And I suppose the good thing about like it's a shame because I had some ridiculous when it came to the final four in terms of Team North, not South. I had ridiculous guests lined up to come and speak to him. The Thesauruses of this world and stuff like that, which is a shame that he
Who?
never Saurus. Saurus said
Oh,
he was Saurus
nice,
said he would do it
cold.
for me. Pathogenic said he would jump on for me. Um, Soul is always there at my beck and call whenever I need him to jump on and critique and help with battles and whatever it is. So it was a shame I never got to do that. But going back to B.Ramble, her whole development has been through a tournament setting.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is where now B.Ramble takes a step back, goes and does what she does, because I know she's heavily into comedy. She's heavily into doing what she does outside of battling. And I feel like now she's got the opportunity where she can just start to enjoy battles and start really developing and finding her feet outside of a tournament setting. And I feel that's where you'll get the best out of her. Like there's battles which I don't know if you've seen it on the live chat from Prem, and he basically said who they want B.Ramble to go against, and I think it's stylistically perfect. It's a perfect matchup.
Who was it in the chat?
No, it was the Premier Battles chat, and they said I want to see B.Ramble versus.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Well, the question I'd have, okay, you mentioned this slight, maybe perspective change from her, like not delineating her material, but just kind of maybe course correcting it to be a bit more direct, a bit more incisive, a la Matter. How does one go about that? Like, because I think that's a big course shift in of itself, because her personality is such that she's just so levitous. How does someone start that path without it feeling forced or putting her in a position where she might feel uncomfortable?
Look, reality of the situation is with someone like B.Ramble is she's got the foundation. She's very encapsulating. When you're in a room and she performs, she catches your attention immediately. She's got something which not many battlers have, especially when you're in the room and you watch her perform. She's just got that element where it's like you fixate is probably the wrong word, but you're drawn to her performance.
Sure.
Which is why that when you come on to Bobby's judging, I think his judging was fucking incredible, and he got that absolutely spot on with the way that he broke it down. You can do subtle things because you don't want to completely disrupt her foundation and blow it apart, because you don't need to. It's just subtle tweaks, subtle little things. What I look at in this, especially this Pagan battle, was you knew, even if for someone that's been in battle rap since 2009, if you never told me she was new, I could have told you by the decision of angles, the writing, that she was newer, because she just made mistakes which a lot of newer battlers do. Whereas with experience, with the right exposure against the right battles that let her really tap into something different, that's when you see a different side of B.Ramble. And it's, I'm not saying she's anything like Soul, but Soul needed the Matter battle in Manchester at one of the tests for people to look at Soul differently and go, fucking hell, I've never seen this from this person before. Matter needed it. O'Shea needed it at one point. Like, you can go on and on and on. Like, Clash will say the same thing. Like, when Crash first came out, there was a lot of people looking at Crash like you can see there was something there, but then he had that one battle where everyone went, I get it. I know exactly what you're talking about. She just needs that now. And that'll come with time and experience. But she's still new. She's what, 5-6 battles deep? And she put on a better performance than Yaneth. That's everything.
Poor Yaneth.
How do you feel about Yaneth? While you're here, Stro, while you're with us today, just give us a rundown of like how you felt, how disappointed you were with that man right there, bro. Letting the team down.
No, don't. What team? Prem is me, Rick, Shotty, Briggs, Trubs, Gast. That's Prem team. Jan's not in that team. Jan is Manchester, and even then that's questionable because he's technically Birmingham. Jan likes to proclaim that he's known me and Briggs since we were 3 years old. That's never happened. Joking aside, look, my biggest issue with Yaneth, right, is if you're gonna commit to something, you commit to something. Don't half-ass it. Don't. It's like I said in the studio segment. My biggest problem with Jan is his delivery. He's trying to be like Danny Myers. It doesn't work. Just because you got a bit of bass in your voice, it doesn't work. Your choice of angles doesn't work. At times, you can actually write very well. The D3 blind is the perfect example. If you've got the ability to write something like that, why are you doing fucking 99% filler and other shit? It just doesn't make sense. Right. And then my biggest frustration is, and Crash, correct me if I'm wrong, for someone like yourself and like myself that's been involved in the scene for so long, that's been watching battles for so long, when you start talking about how people choke in battles, 10 times out of 10, what starts to happen is you start fumbling over your lines. It's just like the Black Plague. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. Just some mad shit happens and you just don't do it. And for someone who's as experienced as Yaneth, and I'm not talking like just in battling, like he's been around, he's been at events, he's seen great battles live, he knows better. And it's a piss poor showing. It's fucking horrendous from him. And he knows that.
Very poor.
I was going to say, don't sugarcoat it now. Tell us how you really feel. Fucking hell.
No, because reality of the situation is like the reason why. Look, we've had similar conversations. Like people view me a lot differently than what they did 5-10 years ago. Like whereas now, like a lot of people come to me and want advice, and I always say to them like, if you're not willing to hear my actual advice, don't come to me because I'm not going to sugarcoat it for the sake of your ego. I'm not going to be one of the yes men that you've got 7 in your pie that are going to tell you it's great when it doesn't sound great. I've been on the receiving end of it. For example, when I came back after 6 years and I battled Danny Jack, I sent around at 11 o'clock at night to a Mr. Bobby Rex, and I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning to 4, 5, 6 minute voice notes telling me how shit it was and how if I'm going to come back and battle, it cannot be that because I'm not embarrassing the group, I'm not embarrassing Manchester, and I needed to do better. And what actually happened off the back of that was I went and rewrote my second round, which ended up being one of the rounds of the event, one of the rounds of the battle. People still quote that to me to this day in terms of the whole Black Lives Matter angle and then how I tweeted it with the writing and stuff like that. Bobby was a massive inspiration of that. You need people like that who are just going to be honest with you. People don't like being told the cold hard truth. Don't come to me for advice. And this is why I get them frustrated when you do come to me for advice. You don't take it on board and then you still moan that something's not clicking. That's why I was so happy to watch Redwolf do something I've wanted him to do for a long time in that second round. Play on the fact that you're not getting reaction. Use that as a strength in the battle. Write lines about it. And the fucking Stoneface, that was great line. Do that more. I don't want to hear the flippity. No, I know you can do that. You've been showing you can do that for the past 2 years. Show me more of that. Because if you do that more, you'll consistently win battles. And then you'll start getting a different rep and a different name for yourself. And then other battlers start looking at you going, right, now he's a bit dangerous. Like, I might need to take him out. Then he gets opportunities and battles that he might not have got previously. It's not rocket science. It's just marketability of yourself and how do you develop better. Go to the right people for advice, but then take the advice on board. That's all it is.
It does come back to my question about how B.Ramble and Pagan, because Pagan wasn't immune to it either. I think it was Bobby that said he wants to see Pagan show more of his personality. I messaged Pagan afterwards and I said, listen, dude, I see you more of like that's like a fucking director saying, Clint Eastwood, great, love the line, love the gunpoint, but could you maybe do a dance number as you walk up to the guy and threaten him with it? Just some people are meant to have mystique, and some people are meant to. Hang on, Stro. This is not your show, young man. This is our show. You are our guest. I shall finish my point. Go on, shoot. I just love, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing he said. The first thing he said. No, I love this. Stro's first line on this show was, "I completely disagree with both of you. What you were just saying."
It's like a prison thing
straight on disagree.
Boys, yeah.
I love it.
You can't show your weak lawn, yeah. You gotta stand on your word, bro. Don't do that.
I'm joking, gentlemen. It's a. I'm just.
You need to hold my pocket.
Hold your pocket. No. I tell you what I want you to do. I want you to tell me why Pagan has to change at all from what he is on the path to becoming, which is a fucking assassin. I don't need to see him lighten up or show us another side to him. If all that's known about him is that he's a gym bro and he's a keyboard warrior, which, no offense, Pagan, facts. That's fine because what
the
he
Jim
does to his
Rose
opponent
angle is washed
so
on there. I think
devastating.
it's dead. But
So,
I pick up like Pagan's personality personally through his bars. It's like some of his references, like he has like an In Bruges bar. That tells me a lot about a man that's seen that film because that is a fucking brilliant film. Like, do you know what I mean? Them
mhm.
little things there, it's references, same as Spirit. And I guess beyond now, like it's
Mhm.
the way they bar and punch and the references that I can tell about their
So,
personality.
so look, right. Let me just use this just quickly, right, and let me just break something down. Nobody is saying to Pagan, completely rip up the foundation and go and change everything you're doing. No one's saying that. What we're saying is the further he goes on, if he doesn't adapt slightly, he's going to have a problem, which Soul had at some point in his battle career, which was everybody knew Soul was an incredible writer.
Yeah, Bara, yeah.
But the audience struggled to connect with Soul because Soul was very stone faced. I'm going to perform my battles. I'm going to dip. You never seen Jed's personality until the Matter battle. Then he started to have a bit of fun and he started to just tweak different things. And then before you know it, the crowd started to get more in tune with him. And then they started to watch him more. And then he started to do battles which no one would have really thought. The most prod battle being the perfect example. And he hit you with the whole I'm a Scottish making a movement like them, like when Murray did what Hemman couldn't, and make Dunblane be remembered for tennis instead of shooting. It's like Soul was a genius, not just in his writing, but he knew how to market himself very, very well. But what I'm saying is, Pagan reminds me a lot of Jed back in the day because I know his writing's incredible. I want Pagan to just show his personality. That's it. No one's saying completely, you don't need to, like Lorne said it, dance when you're going to. No, that's bullshit. What I want is, and let's just use the two in the Academy final as the example. If I am going to show anyone a battler from this tournament, Hamill, Pagan, to neutrals, who's the one you'd pick? Don't say Pagan because you know full well it's going to be Hamill. Why is it? No,
I'm
no,
saying Pagan there.
no. Why is it Hamill? The reason why it's Hamill is because
Not
Hamill's got
Hamill,
the.
though.
It is though. Hamill's got the
No,
personality. Hamill reaches.
not my brethren.
No, but you. This is my point. The whole reason of doing this tournament is to reach outside the demographic and to reach to the casuals.
Okay.
So to the casuals, who would you show them, Pagan or Hamill? It's 10 times out of 10 Hamill because Hamill's got the personality.
And if
Pagan just needs to embrace his personality because he's fucking funny, right? He's very dry. He doesn't show that enough in his battles.
And if I'd said something to the effect of Pagan, stop trying to be the Undertaker, I want you to be the Spirit Squad, I'd agree with you. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm hearing from the guys is I want to see personality.
Lorne, you said.
I know what I said.
You said about him doing a little dance.
Yes, because my point is that you take Dirty Harry as a character in terms of his mystique and his presentation. You don't add to that in a way that negatively derides the rest of the stuff he does best.
I feel like,
my point is,
lads, I feel like dance was the wrong thing, but I hear what Lorne's saying.
So,
like,
okay, I do have a question. I do have a question.
No, wait, Lorne, wait.
Lost control of my own show. There we go.
Let's go back to the wrestling reference.
Bring on the penis.
Let's go.
Why are we doing wrestling references?
No, because
SmackDown, right?
Yeah, no. So let's just go back, right? Because he mentioned wrestling, so let's just use that the Spirit Squad and the Undertaker, right? Let's just embrace it for a second, right? This is my point. Kane got to a point with his character where he needed, because the fans were so sick and tired of just seeing stereotypical Kane. Lights go up and he had to start to embrace his personality at some point. The mask came off. Who did he partner him with? Daniel Bryan. Look at what they're doing with Charlotte Flair at the minute. Who they partnered her with? Alexa Bliss. Because they bring out a different side of the person they're trying to push. Let's go back to Pagan for a second. All I want to see is Pagan stop being so... Look, and this is he treats it like a 9 to 5. He's in, does the job, gone. That's great. He's a phenomenal battler. I just want him to inject
a reliable battler.
Yeah, he's a very reliable battler. He's
a reliable guy.
No, but this is my point. Like, I'm a huge fan of Pagan. Like, you will see me constantly make jokes throughout whenever I'm talking about him, because he should have been in Team North in the academy. And for whatever reason, considering he's Scotland, he ended up on Team South because Team South needed as much help as they can get. I get that. But Pagan should have been Team North. I'm a huge fan of Pagan, have been a huge fan of Pagan. And if he was on Team North, one of the first conversations I would have had with him would have been about this. Is a slight tweak. He's honestly, Pagan has the ability to be one of the best in the UK. No mistakes about it. But there will come a point where fans will start to get sick and tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over again if you don't adapt certain things slightly. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so to pick up where I was trying to get to, because I'm not necessarily disagreeing you, but what I'm hearing from people is that they're already at that point. And here's my question. What do you add without undermining what he's already built? Because I think what he's already built foundationally it's good, but he's still too early in his career to start playing around with it in any meaningful way without kind of putting him on a path. Because you're right, with the Kane as the analogy, yes, you do develop and change his character, but then you end up with him in fucking Anger Anonymous, admitting to the Katie Vick thing, which is something everyone goes, bit too far. Like,
can I ask you something? Look, you know I watch everything, yeah? There's a very specific reason why when you mentioned after the battles and the interviews, you specifically mentioned the difference in the two interviews, Lorne. That speaks for itself. And speaking of the man, here he is. And this man even said on the stream that he agrees with it. So why are you arguing on his behalf?
That's what I do. Pagan, what the fuck is going on in the background of your goddamn video?
Oh, shit. Hello, I'm in.
Of course you're in.
Oh, shit, sorry.
There's no green room here. Don't do that. No, you're live, baby. We're live, pal.
I got confused because... I was watching it on so I had it on my phone, but I was projecting it onto the screen so I could do the chat, and now I've got it on two screens, so I'm confused.
Guy's got a projector. How much money are you making?
Huh?
Guy's got a projector in his house, you know. What, you in a mansion there? What's going on?
What, projector? Where's the... Not us. No, that's...
What, you man not got projectors? You man not get on projectors, bro.
I do have a projector, but that's not it.
He's got a projector we don't even use.
No, the guy's just got projectors just at his house for fun. What are you saying, Paige? You good?
Yeah, not too bad, lads. How are we? I was listening to, and I was chatting to, just before this, I was chatting to Gasbuff. I messaged him because I know he's good for development and kind of picking up on things that people can improve on. I messaged him and I was like, I know this has been said to me before this battle. I agree, but I can't put my finger on it. And I was talking to Gasbuff, and he was chatting to me after he finished work. We were kind of going over it, and yeah, there's a couple of things I need to tweak. It's not. I don't feel like it's drastic changes. It's
not at all.
Slight adaptations, because I feel like I think it'll if I can tweak these wee things as I go, it dramatically increases my chances of winning this tournament. To be honest, I do agree with the criticisms. I never felt like it was unfair, and it's been said to me. It's been said to me a couple of times. It's never been harsh. It's never been kind of me getting beat over the head with something. But like, you need to sort shit out. Like, it was kind of always put to me as like a little. And I saw it particularly in that battle. I was watching it before the judgment came, and I was like, yeah, I can see there's something there. Because the way I put it, right, if you watch Tony D, most charismatic battler I can think of, right, Tony D barely needs to say a word before the audience are in the palm of his hand. He stands on the stage and he damn near just look at the crowd, and you know, because Tony, I know I've not got the sauce like Tony has got, no, I never will, but but that's not the point. You know, even a little bit of that improves things so much. Like, I draw the crowd in with a punch with haymakers.
Yeah.
But if I could get them just beforehand, then the haymaker would hit all the harder, you know? If I already had them kind of drawn in at that point. So I do agree. I've kind of drawn out a wee blueprint for myself on things that I can tweak. I don't want to give a game away just yet, because as you know, I'm in the last 16 and people will be taking notes if I say too much. But especially like battling guys like Hamill. Hamill's a natural performer. You know what I mean? He's a show pony. He loves it. He's so natural in the pit. So, and there's a lot of characters like that in the tournament. There's a lot of big personalities. You know, like Frost is a big personality. He's a really natural performer. Enigma is showing himself to be a really natural performer. If I can't go forward just leaning on my pen, is how I'd put it.
Would you look at that?
Hang on, you're celebrating. Kind of person to argue with the teller about your lottery numbers. That's definitely a 6. No, it's a 9. No, it's definitely a 6. Right. Here's my question to Pagan. What do you think they're referring to then in terms of showing more of your personality? Because I can point to parts of that battle that are distinct, that are different, that are not just repetitive, that aren't that there's levels and there's cascades. But what do you think? And Stro, feel free to comment. What aspect are you looking for him to develop? What aspect are you looking to showcase?
Just before Pagan answers, I've watched every one of Pagan's battles before he. So when the academy got announced and he ended up on Team South for whatever stupid reason, I went back and watched Pagan because everyone kept saying to me, "Look, Pagan will end up in the final and he'll probably end up against Hamill or someone like that." And I was like, right, okay, let me just. Because as the one who was leading Team North, I thought, let me go do some research. I've watched every single one of Pagan's battles. I know how good and fucking stupidly talented he is. I'll let him answer it, and then I'll come on to what I was talking about. But he's literally just said everything I just said to you, and you tried to argue with me.
Because you didn't let me finish my goddamn point, Stro!
Pagan, answer the question before I go get a drink.
So, like, to me, when I'm watching now that it's kind of clicked with me a little bit more because I was thinking about it for a while. I was like, shit, what is it? I couldn't put a finger on it, but I know now there's a bit of a blueprint in my head on what to work on. And like I said, it's small adjustments. It's not that I don't show any personality when I'm kind of cracking jokes or when I'm moving around the room and talking to it's just it's kind of degrees to which I do it. I could turn it up a wee bit. I could definitely turn it up a wee bit, and I think if I'm in there with someone who is kind of a show pony, who's really good at getting the crowd on their side, like straight off the bat, then, I mean, it's kind of an uphill struggle to beat someone like that. You know what? If 10 seconds in the round, they've got the crowd with them, then you're fighting that uphill battle and you've got to swing the momentum back. If you've got a wee bit of that as well, it helps. So like I said, I think I do show a wee bit of personality. I'm not a fucking scarecrow up there like a mannequin, but
I thought your flipping the third was the example of that, by the way. That lifted the entire room. It even broke B.Ramble. And everyone thought that was dead funny, but that's mixed in with these fucking killer quotables, dude. And that's kind of where I'm coming from. I don't want anyone to compromise that, because that's what I think you do better than anyone else. So far in this tournament, there's only one man that can lay claim to having one line in every battle that people go, not only was that fucking sick, but it's dead memorable. It's like, wow, that's ridiculous. And I don't want to compromise that. That's what I'm saying, because that's different from everybody else.
Yeah, I don't think I have to. I don't think I have to make the adjustments that are being made, because I don't think that's really so much what it's referring to.
It's not.
Yeah, I think it's like I said, little bits of personality, things I'm kind of aware of, but I just maybe don't do to the degree that I could. That could give me an edge in some of these kind of style clashes where, like if I can do a little bit of, say, what so Frost is brilliant. I'll use him as an example. He's brilliant with the crowd. If I can do a little bit what he does with the crowd and outright him, I've won the battle. If I'm just outrighting him, it might not be enough. Put it that way.
And this comes on to my point, right, is nobody wants you, regardless of how passionately Lorne is trying to make sure you don't change everything that you're doing. No one's asking you to do that, right?
At this point, bro.
But my point is, the third round is a perfect example. The flip's the perfect example. If you were to have one of them in every single round, because look, and when you're writing for a battle, and you don't do this, by the way, but let's just, for those that are listening that don't quite grasp how to write rounds and go through the flow and arc of it, it can't just be like that all the way through. the way you've got to take them on a journey, and there's got to be ups and there's got to be downs. But when the downs have got to lead to then getting a high moment, and the way you can do that is by sprinkling personality here and there. The third round is the perfect example. The flip was genius, and it shook the room. You've got the ability to shake the room in so many different ways. I don't just want it to become like that. And this is one thing I've always said. That's the one thing where I look and I go, it's showmanship. Pat used to just go, crowds won.
Great example.
The 2-on-2. Shut up, dialects and Zen. No one cared. No one cared what they had to say after that. They won the round and won the battle off. Shut up, dialects and Zen. Done. But it's those little moments that you sprinkle in that make a huge difference. And like you said, because there's so many showmen and so many performers in this tournament that are multifaceted, that can do both. If someone is looked at, like, at times they can be quite one-dimensional, and I'm not saying that, because we've had this conversation, I think you're incredible, but they've got different attributes which they can lean on in a battle, which would help get them over the line. And that's all I've ever wanted, you to just sprinkle little things here and there, make slight adjustments, and match them with that, and then good luck to the rest of the people in the tournament. Because now, after the next viewing, there's no Team North, there's no Team South, so I can start rooting for you again. Until the Hamel battle comes out, obviously I can't. But obviously I want to see all of you do well, and that's why I'm always here for whenever people come to me for advice and stuff like that. And I'll give you honest advice. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've said how incredible Pagan is. He doesn't need to completely rip up his foundation. He doesn't. He just needs to sprinkle little things here and there. The third round, if he does that once in every round, good luck to everyone else in the tournament.
Crash, talk to us, baby.
Sorry, I'm actually boiling the kettle because it's getting late and I'm getting tired, innit? So I thought I'd
old man Crash is getting old.
If you need to bounce, baby, you bounce.
What?
It's all good, man. If you want to bounce, brother. Again, I'm in the midst of I'm in the midst of an argument I'm not even entirely aware I'm having, but that's fine. Stro, we will pick it up in a second. I do want to Crash, if you want to bounce, it's all good. I do have a couple of questions for Pagan that I do want to dive into though, because as a favorite of the tournament, there's one thing I need to understand from this conversation we're having now. Then, is there enough time left in the tournament for you to make the necessary additions? Is there time to adapt and grow and progress in meaningful ways? Because it seems to me that the judges are taking into account who is adapting, growing. I think we've seen that with Kick Nelly. I think we've seen that with Redwolf, where they've gone, yes, they're listening. They're starting to put it together, and they're being rewarded for that. Can you do the same while also maintaining the streak you're on?
Yeah. I mean, it's a time frame kind of a thing of it. So time is of the essence. I've got to make adjustments as I go. But yeah, no, I've done it before. I've made adjustments before. Like I've gone, because I started out in Scotland rapping in front of a very different crowd with like a very different thing. I then did a couple in Ireland, which is different again. And then I had to adapt to the London crowd. There was some teething pains with that, the Red Rum battle. And then people gave me criticism. And then the next time around, the adjustments were made for the next time I was down there was the Quicksilver battle. And then I just kind of tried to refine a bit more. And then I got more feedback after the Quicksilver battle. The next one was my TKE battle, and that was a stronger performance again. Then I had the one after that was a 60-second one against Bentner. Much shorter rounds. I had to switch things up again. And again, I managed to do it. So I know those were longer periods between those battles, but I do think, yeah, I can make the adjustments on the fly. I have to.
What would it mean to you to top your group and stamp your authority on the tournament by topping it against someone that is comparable? At least in terms of perception. Like I think, as Stro has alluded to, for as technical as you are, Hamel has that charisma. He has that personality that he can kind of wink, nudge at the camera, and people are instantly on his side. That would be a massive victory to go into the next round. What would it mean to take it? Oh,
it'd be great. Absolutely. Because it's been built up so much, that battle. Yeah, it was like leading into it was kind of weighing on my mind. I was like, I really need to put a stamp on this, and because of that, because it had been the second that the North and South teams were announced, people were like, Pagan, Hamill in the final, with the exception of a couple names, but a lot of people were saying that really from the start. So it's always been in the back of my head, and I think the same for him. So yeah, no, absolutely. And I didn't in preparation for Hamill, I didn't rest on my laurels because I thought I was probably through. After the first two performances, I did feel probably through. I didn't, not in a cocky way, because it did have two good opponents with two very good performances, but I was like, I would say I'm probably through at this point. But I didn't rest on my laurels. I didn't get to sleep on Hamill at all. And I battled him like he was the first person in the group I would battle.
And this comes down to how well, one, I knew that the battle could be perceived, because, like you said, everyone spoke about you and Hamill from the beginning. I always had a feeling it was going to be you in the final from the jump, just because, like I said earlier, when it was announced that for whatever reason you were Team South, everyone was like, he's making it to the final, and I knew that you would. So then, and look, we've had this conversation between me, you, and Hamill, and you've heard how I was actively trying to play mind games with Hamill continuously throughout the process, going, if you don't up your writing, Pagan's going to smoke you, and it's going to embarrass me. You can't let that happen. Because that's how highly I rate Pagan. He's a phenomenal talent. He really is. And look, what people want to see is one of the best Academy finals ever filmed between Pagan and Hamill, and they've both got the ability to do it. They're both phenomenal at what they do. They're both still new, which is crazy when you think about it. They both got still so much to learn, so much more to experience. But I'm looking forward to that battle, boy.
I can't wait till it comes out.
I do have to ask Pagan a question. I just need to know if it's true. Do you practice head kicks on a heavy bag? Because if you are, you're my fucking mortal enemy, my friend. You can't be doing that.
No, I used
you
to.
Don't.
You used to.
Mate.
I did used to do MMA and stuff. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
On a heavy bag? Come on, man.
I mean, sometimes they don't have a proper, you work with what you have.
Yeah, it's this is what I mean. When you go into an MMA gym, you can't just be like, oh, have you got this? No, well, I can't head kick today then.
But presumably you're not in an MMA gym now, though. You're in a pure or a 24 fit, whatever the fuck they're called these days. You're not.
Those places barely have a roof, let alone a fucking bag.
All right, okay, that's fine then. There's nothing more fucking heartbreaking than seeing a guy go to town on a fucking heavy bag that's in the middle of a 24 fucking hour gym. Breaks my fucking heart. I just had to ask. Sorry, that was my favorite, and it didn't get much of a reaction from B.Ramble. I think it was a second round, but that for me was like, oh my god, that's amazing. That's so funny, and that's why I like that battle. I think there were moments that B.Ramble, in another setting, the crescendo might have carried her a little bit, but I think your ability to be able to press your advantage and really be fucking vicious at moments, it really made for, I think, I agree with Bobby, basically. I liked her performance. I thought it was fun and levitous, but it's impossible to argue that you didn't take the win. And I guess what I like to see is that element in the tournament. Someone who's just a fucking killer. Goes in there, so listen, I just want to fucking murder my opponent, take all 3 rounds, move on to the next one, claim my prize money. I love that about you, because there isn't really anyone else in the tournament that's embodying that quite as closely. There are guys that come close, but you're head and shoulders for me in that respect. And I want to see more of that. That's all I'm saying. Stro. I see him giving him the beady eye.
No,
look at him.
No.
No.
There's 2 people in the tournament, and they're both in the same group, and they both face each other in the Academy final.
There we go.
You can't dare sit there and say Hamill's not doing the exact same thing. They're both killers. They're both killing their opponents. Don't do that.
I didn't say Hamill's not doing very well. I'm saying Hamill, I think, sets out to do something slightly different. I don't think... Oh, and Crow's in the house. Jesus Christ. What's up?
What's up?
I was gonna say when you were
legend.
talking about like killers, Crow was who I was gonna mention for that as well. I feel like Crow has the right attitude.
Yeah, Crow's
towards this tournament as well.
Exactly my point.
That's what I was trying to say. Is like after that first one, I was like, nah, just watch, bro, because we start really hammering that shit. We start getting into it, you know. I definitely was way more focused, like in the second one, and then like everything after that. I'm kind of like stepping up my game every time and getting a lot more into the performance of it and all that shit. So yeah,
well, the Redwolf battle, yeah. I don't know if you can see it on camera, right? But when Crow says about his coat and it needs a new lick of paint, listen, that nearly broke me. Because obviously I'm on the camera, I'm trying to keep a straight face, yeah, but I'm fucking crying inside because what you can't hear is the people behind me are pissing themselves. I'm like, I need to keep it. It was one of the hardest moments from the tournament. I was like, just keep a straight face, keep a straight face.
Let's go. I appreciate that.
So good. How did you find Redwolf?
I thought Redwolf was fire as well. That's the thing. It's not like I got like a weak wolf at all. Like he was actually at the top of his game too. So it was a proper fight. Like I love that. But when I stepped off, I was like, yo, I know we just fucking cooked then. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll take the reins. So, Crow, I enjoyed the battle. I thought it was fun. I thought, though, again, the elevation aspect of this battle, you stayed solid, you stayed consistent, you had your moments. I think Redwolf, while improved, didn't really ever escalate to a point where he was posing a threat to you throughout the course of the battle. I think some people are giving the second round to him. That's fine. But I think just generally speaking, the way you impose yourself on the battle from start to finish pretty much comprehensively won out. My question is this something you're setting out to do? I mean, I'm making this allusion to Pagan. Stro disagrees that I'm saying Pagan is trying to build a killer persona, right? I'm saying Hamill is building a different type of persona but reaching the same effect. What are you building at the moment in the tournament in your own mind?
I think the thing is that like, one criticism I've never really had is with my pen. Like, I don't need to prove that anymore, and I think I've gotten past the stage of just really trying to prove that. I know that I've got those bars. I know that I think that way, that I write that way. So what I wanted to sort of show was that my actions and the way I fucking spit my shit matches how hard the shit is that I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? I think that's something that has taken a bit longer to develop, but now I really feel like I'm in a pocket with it, and I can keep accessing like another level of the performance for it. So I think I just wanted to show people that like I'm not just a fucking great pen. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm a threat to these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Almost as if I'm making slight tweaks here and there.
Yeah, exactly. Just making tweaks, like, and kind of like the other thing is obviously making sure I'm better prepped than I have been, because a lot of times we're in the past where my performance hasn't matched up to how much effort I put into it. It's because I didn't give myself enough time to memorize. You know what I'm saying? And it was like it was a hard learned lesson, but like now that I've got that on lock, like it's fucked for guys out here.
Crow's spooky, man. Crow's spooky. He's been spooky for a while. No, it's that last performance was very good. I thought the first performance was clear win against Kick, and then tough battle against Redwolf. I thought Redwolf was solid. Like the first would have been very close if not for the handshake fiasco.
Right. Yeah.
His second was very good. That you could debate that too. I think the third definitely gave to Crow. I did give Crow the battle in the room and on the watch back, but really, really close.
I was much happier for a harder battle. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I think the thing is, like, I know that Redwolf wanted this battle for a while. I know that he's had bars for me for a fucking long time. So I knew he was gonna come with some crazy shit. So I wasn't taking him like underestimating him at all. I wasn't gonna take it for granted. I knew I was gonna have to come in with a fucking strong performance and crazy writing to win that. And it paid off putting that effort in.
Yeah, it showed.
That first round in particular was very visceral. I felt like what was it, right off the bat, it was face split off the bat, face all cut up like Moonlight Man. That was sick. You're not husky enough. Again, kind of picking up. That was the other thing I noticed about the battle. How diminutive he is versus you is immediate. It's just so easy to play off that fact. And then, again, I know I've mentioned it a couple of times, but the fact that the handshake was rejected, and what's he going to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? It just shuts it down. But there's so many quotables in this. I mean, my favorite from you is the doesn't smoke cigars, but today a Cuban is getting clipped. That's pretty That's pretty fucking sick. And I think you just press the advantage throughout the course of the battle. And my question is,
for sure,
as far as, because now, look, steadfast favorite, you've got the momentum with you. But you seem, because we've had conversations where you've kind of been almost egging yourself on to raise your levels. But you've got to find ways of doing that while also, like I'm saying about Pagan, retaining the core of what your performance is for people that are expecting something of you while also kind of surprising them. What can you show us against Dub T from this battle to the next one in your own mind? What do you think that from this one you were setting out to do from here? To top the group as well.
Yeah. I mean, look, I wanted to clear the whole group. That my mission from the beginning was win every fucking battle, get them all 3-0, you know what I mean? And so I really tried to tailor my performance to each person, and give what was needed to take them out. So you see a better me when I think the person's hardest to take out. Going into the dub battle, I was really like, because with him is like he was kind of like a back in the ABK days, he was kind of like a trainee, you know what I mean? So I've seen that kid writing since he was a fucking kid, you know what I'm saying? And I think that very much I was just like, I'm gonna show him why I was a mentor to him. That's the way I was looking at going into the dub battle, you know what I mean? So I knew that with him he was gonna have very, very believable delivery, and he was going to have some really good bars. So, my game plan definitely was like, all right, I'm exceeding both of those things against him. You know what I mean?
Far be it for me to stoke controversy on this channel, but there is only a 1 round difference between the two of you. Crow, you're on 17 rounds and 6 points. Pagan, you're on 16 rounds and 6 points. It's a good fair chance that you guys might face each other down the road, and that title might be on the line of the £3,000, might be on the line on the basis of you two going head to head. And so far, you're posting very, very strong performances apiece. How are you feeling about each other so far in this tournament?
Sorry.
No. I honestly, I really do think that Pagan is very dope, and I think it's been really good to see him kind of, because I feel like the way his delivery and his comfortability in the second battle versus the first one he did, was it Dynamic Mike? It just felt so much, the delivery felt so much more like in a pocket, very like confident, and to see again his performance raise up to the way he's writing, because I really do think he's a super dope writer. I think a battle between me and him would be extremely fucking fire.
Facts.
That's where I sit on it.
Yeah, I mean, when they asked me, I don't know if it actually made it into the interview because I know that they edited it, obviously, but when they asked me who is a threat in the tournament, I was immediately like, Gas and Crow. And obviously Hamill, because he's in my group.
Yeah.
But, like, immediately they were the first two names that came to mind. Obviously, Crow is really well-rounded. Like, does a bit of everything, has done a bit of everything. It's an insane resume, which I feel like doesn't get talked about enough. Done stage battles, pit battles, the lot, done short rounds, long rounds against all sorts of different opponents. I picked Gas for the same reason as well. Really versatile, kind of laundry list of opponents that he's had really good performances against. So yeah, like I knew going into this that there were very experienced battlers that I might bump into. That, yeah, I'm going to have to step it up. I'm going to have to bring something like a kind of a new fold to my game that I might not have previously to kind of get an edge over on, because experience is the man says experience is expensive. And it's something that it's something you can't kind of force. Like it's hard. Like, you don't know it until you see it. Like, you don't know it until you see it. Like, I've got a few more battles over B.Ramble, and Stroll was talking about kind of heard. I mean, things that newer battlers do, slight mistakes and all that, and him being able to see that. You don't want to be in the position against someone like Crow or Gast or Frost or someone like that, where you're the one showing those wee mistakes. So you want to evolve quite quickly. But yeah, no, it's the tournament's stacked, man. To be honest.
And I think there's nothing like going up against an opponent with experience to make you fucking level up. Do you know what I'm saying? As soon as I had to face like Lazy, for example, I really, really got a lot more fucking serious about what I was doing. And every time I battled someone who I think has a good shot of beating me, that's always when I raise my levels, every time.
Absolutely.
Question for both of you, and then we'll head to our final thoughts on the episode for everyone. I just want to hear what everyone thought about episode 6 generally. What surprised you so far about the tournament? What's something that even 2 episodes in now, you've kind of gone, wasn't expecting that? Either the reaction, the way it's coming across on the camera, the residual, the fact that there's almost bragging rights from week to week because you take a result and then you get to basically have that as like a trophy for however long it is until your next battle. It keeps the element of the relevance of the battles going for a lot longer than just a weekend where everyone hears the result. Okay, cool. What's next? You do kind of both get to go around saying, top of the fucking group, lads. Fucking 17th round. You know what I mean?
That's definitely one of the things about the tournament that I really like, because I think people seem to care a lot more as well about whether or not you've won and shit. Like, I feel like people are, I'm getting messages from people who I know have been fans of battle rap and supported what I do for a long time, but I'm getting messages from them now off the back of every battle, talking about the battle in a way that I wouldn't have necessarily got before all the time. You know what I mean? So I can see that people are mad engaged, and yeah, you're right. It does seem to have more significance and a bit more longevity every time you do a battle, which is dope.
Yeah, true. I actually had the same thing. I had people messaging me from back home and Donegal and stuff, and people I hadn't spoken to in a while sometimes, and they'd be like, "Oh, I saw you're doing this. This is really cool. Congrats on the win," and all that. So it does seem to be really engaging people, the format of it. I love the tables, man. I love that it can kind of change on like a dime as well. And I like the element of the rounds, the judged rounds too, because that makes it's a lot like a football table with like goal difference or something like that, or like a rugby table. So like it's really cool. I'm really enjoying it. There are some kind of battles that they're a bit out there, or there's a couple upsets. There are a couple of kind of dark horses, like Beyond had a great kind of comeback in this episode. Spirit had a great showing in his first time. His second time on Prem, I believe, but like it's his first battle in the tournament, great showing, start to finish. Like no one really had thought. No one, not that they thought much of him, but they didn't know what to think because they didn't know anything about him. And then he popped up and he was really good. And now suddenly he's a dark horse in his group. Things like that, kind of unknown elements being introduced, like Spirits, Beyonds, kind of how they're evolving.
But I think also like a pleasant surprise has been, people like Enigma, the Prophet, and a few of the other guys where they have gone away and really done their fucking work, and now they're actually dope in a way that they weren't before. And I think they know that. I've spoken to a few about it, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm only just getting it now," and you can tell the quality is very good.
Definitely, everyone's really bringing it. Enigma is someone is another one is like Quicksilver. Quicksilver is someone that I think is going to get talked about more as this battle, this tournament progresses. So far we've seen him versus Bert, clear win, and his next one's a good performance as well. I won't give away anything, but like it's a good battle and it's a good performance. And he kind of comes into his style quite nicely over the next couple. So Bowski as well, very consistent. Like Bowski came back with a vengeance against Sam, and he's not let up since. I'm looking forward to the rest of his battles. So there are people who are new and people who have been around for a while who are kind of stepping it up actually.
Can I
Yeah,
say as well,
that's
there's
definitely cool.
one character I noticed. We've got Sam Hypes, who is yet to battle, if I'm not correct, so
That's
far.
Yeah,
yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So
he's
like, and
definitely.
Sam's not a sleeper battle either. Sam's good at what he does when he's in
Yes.
his mood. So he's on the bench, man, just sitting there waiting
Yeah.
silently.
Stacking bars.
And it's just stacking, watching everything.
Like Sam was like sitting on the couch and the rest of us were battling. That man was like foaming at the mouth trying to get a battle. He's like,
Yeah.
I can imagine
It was
his
his,
shaking.
when we filmed this episode as well, it was his birthday. So like
yeah.
everyone like sang happy birthday to him and shit.
Oh.
And he just had beers and cake and stuff. It was funny, man.
Final thoughts on the episode then, gentlemen, and we shall wrap it there. I thought it was generally a fun episode, and I thought a few little additions here and there made it feel fresh. I thought the battles delivered, and I thought we had a few quotables to show for it. I look forward to seeing how everything gets clipped up next week, but personal highlights.
I mean, I think my battle was a personal highlight. I do think the episode was really good. I actually really loved Gas Buff as a pundit as well. He's just such a likable dude, man. That was great. And they kept in more of the kind of bloopery, funny shit, and I thought that made it enjoyable to watch too.
Also, Miles is fun.
Of course.
I enjoyed it. It was the whole, like, I can feel as it progresses again, they're kind of getting into the groove of the episodes. They're like smoother as they run, and they're really entertaining in between the battles as well. The judging has been excellent throughout. I've said that a couple times. The judging's really on the money. I do think it's hilarious that they got 3 American judges for Redwolf versus Crow.
It's so funny, man. That shit was funny. When it got to the third one, I was like, "Oh my god, for real?" That shit was very funny. But it was nice though because I've had no interactions. Like I've obviously met Homeschool and chatted to him and stuff, but I've had no interactions with Los Prime or Los Primi, however you pronounce his name. But I have seen him rap, and he's super dope. So to see him, like, you know, bigging up my punchlines and stuff, I was like, yeah, this is actually fire that they got him to judge, you know?
Yeah, he's great. I'm a big fan of him, actually. If you haven't watched him, check him out. But yeah, no, the judging's been great. The commentary's been great. The battles themselves this time around, I really enjoy Feel Weird Studios. I think it's a cool space.
Agreed. It's way more interesting to watch the battles in there as well than the blank room of that other place, I think.
Yeah, with the Kindle. Yeah. Definitely. And I think the battles as well were all really solid. Like, I think, like Beyond's comeback was great. He's definitely showed kind of a fire in the belly that can definitely get him a bit further in the tournament if he continues that way. Crow and Redwolf probably battle the block, I would say. Very close, very good. Just generally consistent. Me and B.Ramble. B.Ramble has put in 2 good performances.
Yeah, definitely. She's very solid, man. She holds down. She knows exactly what she's written. She knows it real well, and she delivers it with like fucking gusto every time. So you can't really fault her for that stuff. You know, she just doesn't necessarily have the right kind of attacks for people, but she's always entertaining as fuck.
Definitely. Like there's wins and losses, and then there's wins and losses. Like she's not, you know, like she's had 2 good back-to-back performances. It just happens to be against 2 also strong performances. But no complaints really. I'm happy. I've definitely got things I want to refine, tweak, minor adjustments I'll make as I go through. But no, I'm happy. I got 2 wins.
I love the way you rapped in that battle, man. I thought you were hella sick. So yeah, it was really good. I thought that episode in general was like very good. Obviously, you had a floppy Yaneth in there, but like other than that, it was pretty good.
In
his very, very small community of fans, according to Crash, that was hilarious. By the way,
small community somewhere.
Small community like
they
the
all
borrowers.
drink potato water and they love a Yaneth battle, man.
I mean, potato water, that's almost vodka, bro. So
almost. And Yaneth almost battle rap, man. So that's why.
Wow.
Ah, Christ. Ah, poor Yan.
I mean, yeah. I just.
Nah, I'm a strong. Bro.
I was watching that with my girl, and so I had to tell her what the battle rap curse was about mentioning people choking. She's like, "What's he talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, it's this whole thing." But it does happen like almost all the fucking time. It's so funny, man.
If you're gonna bring up choking, you have to like bring it up and drop it very quickly. You can't do a whole round.
Yeah. I did it against Frost, and I didn't choke, and I was like, "Yes, I fucking did it." You know what I mean?
1 in a million. It happens every other time.
Yeah, it's true.
I think we'll call it there then, gentlemen, on the choking thing. I'll also just bring it to everyone's attention, since everyone else in the room is aware. Crow has managed to channel his inner demon. Not sure how he's managed to do that, but there is the most amazing racket happening right now.
Crow's head, man.
I thought he was at the airbase hanger.
Oh, is that me making that fucking noise?
Bro, that is
Yo, I thought that was just voices in my head and shit, bro.
Nah, that shit is mental.
I mean, it's probably because I fucking spilled tea all over these motherfucking earphones. So, yeah.
Ridiculous. Madness. This was fun, gentlemen. I appreciate you all hopping on. It was good.
Glad I could join.
We're all going to look forward to episode 7, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
More surprises on the way.
In that case,
who's the next block of battles? Kingsley and Dojo?
I have the notes somewhere.
That battle's super fire, so I hope it is that one.
That's a fun battle, definitely.
Yeah.
I can't remember. They showed it at the end of the episode, but I can't remember.
It is. Is it not Quicksilver P Soldier?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Dojo Kingsley, Quicksilver P Soldier, and Caveman versus the Burke.
Ooh, that's a good battle. I'm excited.
It's a great block of battles, that.
Yeah.
Woo.
And the only way to know what happens is to tune in next week on Sunday at 8 o'clock. Isn't that right, Stro?
That is 100% right.
We agreed! 100%! Finally, it happened.
By the way, big up yourself, Stro. Sorry. And all y'all who I didn't say hi to. Thanks for having me on. I'm glad I could join. I'm rooting
always, bro.
Much love.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen,
wait, before we do go, because for those that didn't see, Lorne had a very passionate argument about the judges, and I love the fact that Pagan stood there only a few minutes ago and said, "Oh, the judging's been spot on. Judges have been great," and I see Lorne cry inside. It's made my day.
You're a dickhead. One last time.
I think.
Well done, Stro. Yeah. Well done. Brixie will love that one. Put that in the group chat. You can't.
Wait, Crash, I thought you needed to go to bed. I thought you were brewing up.
Bro,
So
I am done.
Your old bones.
I am done, boys. I was done. I've been stood it so I don't fall asleep for an hour.
You know what I mean? One boxing match with Rick Charles, and it's just changed his life. Suddenly he's going to bed early.
You're next. Let's go. You're next. April. Let's go.
Nah, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Oh, okay.
See you next week, folks. Bye.
Peace.
Bye, gang.